Little beach. I'm sleeping on waterline. I'm feeling no can. I got a blank, but some tacas. Kaya mi flong at gagas.
Go ahead and write the wave.
Hey everyone, you've sent in some really fascinating articles about what's happening in South African entertainment right now.
Yeah.
We've got a blend of local energy,
Right.
global trends, and even some thought-provoking controversies to unpack today.
What strikes me is how much South Africa's entertainment scene is bubbling over
Yeah.
and capturing attention worldwide.
Absolutely.
It's a really exciting time to be paying attention to this.
It really does feel like there's this incredible energy that's impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
Let's start with Amapiano.
Hey?
It's everywhere right now.
Everywhere.
Kabza de Small, Uncle Waffles. These artists aren't just making music, they're shaping a global sound.
And what's fascinating is how this sound is influencing style on a global level.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing Amapiano's vibrant energy woven into fashion trends in a way we haven't quite seen before.
It's almost like Amapiano is providing a new vocabulary for self-expression through fashion.
I like that.
Even local brands like Wolf de Brand are tapping into this cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's quite a movement.
Yeah. It speaks to the power of music to transcend borders.
Totally.
You see a brand like Wolf de Brand deeply rooted in South African culture,
Mm-hmm.
and they're now part of a global conversation through the Amapiano wave.
That connection between local roots and global reach is really interesting.
Yeah,
It makes me think about the resurgence of live events in South Africa.
for sure.
It feels like the scene is just exploding right now.
And at the forefront of this resurgence is Ladla Mashunki.
Oh, yeah.
His performances are legendary, pure energy, pure South African spirit.
Yes.
It's infectious.
I feel like everyone's ready to celebrate being back together, experiencing music and culture in person.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of his shows?
I have. It's impossible not to get swept up in the energy.
Wow.
And this vibrancy is something we're seeing reflected across the entire live event scene in South Africa.
So it's not just about the big names, though.
Right.
We've got a list of some smaller events coming up.
Okay.
And they sound just as exciting.
It looks like you've got your finger on the pulse here, getting ready to give our listener the inside scoop.
Absolutely. First up, we have a backyard pool party on October 26th.
Oh.
It's hosted by NBM Records and Clean Boys Malaba Wonk.
Nice.
Just R50 to get it. Sounds like the perfect way to welcome summer,
Definitely a vibe.
wouldn't you say?
For sure.
And for those who like their events a little more high energy,
Okay.
Wolf Day Brand is hosting a 3-day thriller event series from December 14th to 16th.
Okay. Tell me more about this 3-day thriller. It sounds intense.
Right.
Okay.
They're kicking things off on the 14th with Mkondo Live in Color, a full moon picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the 15th, it's the Full Moon 2024 Festival, followed by Zask's Pub and Grill's 1-year anniversary celebration on the 16th.
Wow.
3 days of nonstop fun.
That's quite a lineup.
Yeah.
From pool parties to full moon festivals.
I know.
South Africa's event scene has something for everyone.
It really does.
And speaking of diverse offerings,
Yeah.
there's also a rhythm and poetry event being hosted by Inkwell. Details are still emerging on that one,
Okay.
but it's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Okay, so we've got the local scene buzzing.
Yeah.
But as we know, what happens in South African entertainment doesn't stay in South Africa.
Right.
There's this undeniable connection to the global stage.
Absolutely. And sometimes that connection brings up some complex issues that
Yeah.
are important to unpack. You're right, and these global connections often bring up some really complex issues.
Yeah.
Take the Diddy situation, for example.
Right.
This wasn't just a music industry story.
Yeah.
It sparked a worldwide conversation.
It really makes you think about the power of cancel culture, especially in the age of social media.
Yeah.
What started as allegations against one artist quickly escalated into something much bigger.
Exactly. And the music industry's reaction to the Diddy situation was swift.
Yeah, it was.
Brands cut ties, collaborations were put on hold.
Mhm.
It really highlighted how seriously these allegations are taken within the industry.
It shows how much is at stake for artists today. Their image, their brand, their entire career can be impacted by accusations,
Right.
even before any legal proceedings take place.
It raises some interesting questions about due process in the court of public opinion.
It really does.
We're seeing a shift in how accountability plays out, not just in the entertainment world,
Yeah.
but in society as a whole.
It's almost like there's this constant tension between giving people the benefit of the doubt
Right.
and taking accusations seriously.
And this conversation about accountability isn't limited to international incidents.
Yeah.
It's something South African artists are grappling with as well,
Mhm.
especially with the upcoming Chris Brown concert.
That's right. Chris Brown coming to South Africa has definitely ignited a debate.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have his fans who are ecstatic about the concert. They
Oh.
argue that people should be able to separate the art from the artist.
And Chris Brown does have a huge dedicated fan base in South Africa.
He does.
They connect with his music, his artistry,
Mhm.
and they're willing to look past his past controversies.
But on the other hand,
Right.
there are groups, particularly feminist organizations, who are calling for a boycott of the concert.
Yes.
They argue that supporting his music is condoning his past actions.
It really highlights how complex these issues are.
It does.
There's no easy answer.
It's interesting, though, that South Africa's response to the Chris Brown concert seems to mirror what we're seeing globally.
Yeah.
This internal conflict of whether or not we can separate an artist from their personal life.
Makes you wonder, is it possible to truly separate the art from the artist?
Right.
Or are they forever intertwined?
Yeah.
And does that answer change depending on the severity of the artist's actions? These are questions that have been debated for decades.
They really have.
Yeah.
It feels like social media has only intensified these debates.
For sure.
It gives everyone a platform to voice their opinions,
Right.
which can be both empowering and overwhelming.
It's a double-edged sword, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
On the one hand, social media can amplify marginalized voices and hold people accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
But it can also create a very unforgiving environment where nuanced conversations get lost in the noise.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And it speaks to the power that entertainment holds.
Yeah.
It's not just about entertainment. It's a reflection of society's values, its struggles, and its ongoing conversations.
Absolutely. And South Africa, with its rich history and diverse culture, is at the heart of many of these conversations.
It's fascinating to see how these global conversations are playing out in a uniquely South African context.
Yeah.
It speaks to the fact that entertainment isn't just frivolous fun.
Right.
It's a powerful lens through which we view ourselves and the world.
Precisely. And what's happening in South African entertainment right now,
Yeah.
this surge of energy and global interest,
Right.
it suggests a shift is taking place.
Okay.
South Africa is stepping onto the world stage with a fresh perspective,
Yeah.
and the world is taking notice.
We've seen it with the global embrace of Amapiano. The excitement surrounding South African artists like Glabla Mshunzi,
Right.
and even the way the country is engaging with complex issues surrounding figures like Diddy and Chris Brown.
It's a testament to South Africa's unique position, a nation with a rich history, facing contemporary challenges,
Yeah.
and yet brimming with creative energy and a distinct cultural voice.
It makes you wonder, what's next for South African entertainment? What new sounds, stories, and perspectives will emerge from this creative melting pot?
That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Huh.
It's a story that's still being written.
It is.
And as we've seen, it's a story with the power to captivate, challenge, and inspire, not just within South Africa's borders, but across the globe.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It certainly gives us a lot to think about.
it does.
The interplay of local and global, the responsibility of artists, the power of music and entertainment to spark crucial conversations.
It's a reminder that what we choose to consume, celebrate, and critique in the realm of entertainment matters.
Mm-hmm.
It reflects our values, shapes our perspectives, and ultimately contributes to the ongoing dialogue about who we are and who we want to be.
What a thought-provoking way to end our deep dive. To our listeners out there, we'd love to know what resonated most with you today. What new insights will you be carrying with you?